you've had long enough to read this. Let's get to the good stuff. You might not realize this, friends and neighbors, but I do have a talent that I have not really shared with you before. I happen to be an expert in reading minds. A little bit of a clairvoyant in that regard. No, this is true. I can sense some of you, what you are thinking. Having read the title of this video, you happen to be thinking, is this guy really going to compare an Ultrasabers product with a Sabertrio product? Is he nuts?
Is he a nutcase?
I will admit that the case could be made that my sanity is sometimes not all there, but that has nothing to do with this video. Sometimes you get an idea for a video and it sounds decent and you gotta try it out. That's basically all this is. But yes, the reason I thought comparing these two in some ways would be worth a look is because they're both inspired by the lightsaber used in Jedi Fallen Order, the video game. Not screen accurate copies, just you know, they design is based on the saber. This of course is the Senza from Sabertrio, and this is the Fallen from Ultrasabers. A little bit of a disclaimer, this video is not going to be comparing Ultrasabers to Sabertrio as a company. I mean, you could make a comparison, but that's not what this video is about. Alright, this video is just about the two sabers themselves. And I'm going to be focusing on three different things. One is the design of the hilt itself. Second is going to be a comparison of the electronics in each hilt. And then a brief mention of the price of each hilt. I will start with the Fallen from Ultrasabers. This is what it looks like. And if you've been following my channel long enough, you know that this was the first custom saber that I had gotten for myself that got me into this hobby. Got the blade in, well, they call it silver, but it's actually a white blade. You've been watching my channel long enough, you know that this is one of my top 5 favorites in my collection for various reasons. There's what the pommel looks like. That actually helps reverberate the sound, I will admit. There's a recharge port, there's your switch, and the shrouds. There's two different versions of the shrouds. One is this, which is the combat variant, and then there's the regular variant without these black bars. Alright. Main part of the handle you can see is a textured grip. It is most definitely not screen accurate. For one thing, it is pretty long in length. If you compare that to the Senza, if I put the pommels in mine, there's a difference. So the Fallen is not only thick, but it is long. It's a big boy, for sure. Compare that with the Senza. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. This is not the like the standard version of the Senza. This was one of the ready-to-ship variants with etching in the hilt itself for design. But that's just for aesthetics. You know, the basic form of it you can pick up. They have 3 different variants of the shrouds. They have a little box here for an OLED configuration, which shows you the battery life and displays the name of the font that's being listed. There's your grip there. A little bit of a texture grip itself. And then there's that pommel. So, yeah. Not as big as the Fallen. Coincidentally, they're both black and chrome, which I kind of like. This Senza just happens to have a little splash of red in the button. As far as which one is better, if we're talking just about the look of the hilts, for me, okay, opinions will vary on this. For me, it's a push. All right. These both look awesome to me. Some people would say that the Sabertrio goes without saying, which is fair enough. But again, I love the look of the Fallen. Just my opinion. You know, windows in the emitter. I love windows in the emitter. That's just a personal choice. So yeah. Design-wise, it's a tie. Alright. So now it's time to talk about the soundboards of these 2 sabers. We have the Obsidian baselit versus the CFX NeoPixel. I am not going to be doing a comparison of baselit versus NeoPixel. Alright? That would be somewhat unfair, I think, or it would be like comparing, it wouldn't even be like comparing apples to oranges. It'd be like comparing apples to prime rib. And by that, I mean there are 2 different things. All right? At least apples and oranges are both fruits. Apples and prime rib, that's 2 different things. Now I got a claim for prime rib. Why did I have to mention that? Never mind. No, I'm only going to be talking about the difference between the Obsidian and CFX by themselves. We've got, of course, the Obsidian soundboard in here. This is the best soundboard on the market, and you know it. Don't even deny it. This is the loudest, the clearest, the crispest, the soundboardest of soundboards. I can't go on with that charade. If I keep going on with that, I'll be arrested for spreading disinformation. Look, here's the deal. All right. At one point, the Obsidian soundboard might have been the best on the market, which Ultrasabers claims that it is even today. At one point it might have been. As of today, however, no. Okay, I have several Ultrasabers in my collection, and I will readily admit the Obsidian board cannot hold a candle to some of the other soundboards out there. All right. It's got the volume. I will say that. And it is definitely clear. All right. You can definitely tell this sounds like a lightsaber. It's got a louder, clearer sound, I would say, than some of the LGT sabers. You know, the soundboard that they use in their core. But this doesn't have the smooth swing. If you want to get that whoosh sound, you've got to really... Alright. Turn that off so I can think. The Obsidian V4 that this is set up in, it has, I forget if it's 6 or 8 sound fonts. Not a whole lot. The V4 does allow you to load a few extras on there. The thing is, though, in order to get Obsidian fonts, you have to go to the Ultrasabers website itself, as far as I know. Because really, nobody's making Obsidian fonts. So you're kind of limited to what you can get on here. All right. And again, it doesn't have a smooth swing. It doesn't have it's got the blade lock doesn't have the blaster deflect though that a lot of other soundboards offer. So you definitely get a saber that sounds like a saber, for sure. But that's really about it. Compare that to CFX, and again, even though this is NeoPixel, I'm not debating NeoPixel versus bracelet. I have a lot of bracelet sabers that, bracelet has its own merits. NeoPixel blades, even the sturdiest of them, I would not duel with. A bracelet blade, if you manage to crack or dent it, they're inexpensive to replace. They're pretty sturdy because, they are made of the same material as, police using their riot shields. So, these things are made to duel with and smash around. A NeoPixel blade, I wouldn't dare. Even the sturdiest of blades, I would be very hesitant. So, we're talking CFX itself. Compare the sound quality of this. Alright. With this. Just boot it up. As loud and crisp as the Obsidian is, CFX just blows it out of the water. Alright? And not only that, you get the smooth swing. You get your blaster deflects. And your blade lock. CFX just walks all over Obsidian. And not only that, I'm going to get to the best part of this. CFX, similar to Golden Harvest Profi, but CFX, you can add fonts to the board, and there are a slew of font makers out there. Kyberphonic, K-Sith, Grayscale. Grayscale fonts are 3 that immediately come to mind. There is a wide variety of sound fonts on there, and by sound fonts I mean with the sound of the ignition, the retraction, the swinging, the blade lock, and all that. It's just open-ended. Alright. And again, with CFX, you can get the gesture control. Can't do that with Obsidian. Let me show you another comparison of these things. So the Obsidian soundboard kind of looks like that. And yes, that is black electrical tape. That's another thing that about Ultrasabers. Their installations are kind of quick and dirty. You know, a lot of hot glue, a lot of black tape. Better to mass produce it, I guess. Compare that with what Sabertrio does. This particular saber has a removable power core that they've just started offering. And that's how they do their installation. Let's see if we can focus on that. Look how clean that looks. There, of course, is the SD card where you can load all your fonts. Charging port right there. That's the surface where the NeoPixel pins connect to, and there's your speaker. Construction is night and day compared to Ultrasabers. Seriously. You can't compare CFX with Obsidian. Alright? So, while each saber, the design of the hilt, like I said, it's a push for the design. However, for the soundboard, Sabertrio buries it. CFX over Obsidian any day. So now we got to talk about pricing. All right. Neither one of these, to be honest, is cheap. Either one of these, if you go for, you're going to have to budget. All right. Sabertrio, I would say, runs a little more expensive than Ultrasabers, depending on what you're getting. For example, this, as I showed you, has the removable chassis with the soundboard rather. If you buy it with the removable chassis, you can buy these sabers configured for a removable chassis without the chassis itself and save yourself a little bit of money that way. If you're looking to pick up a Senza from Sabertrio, again, never mind the etching on this one, because that was a ready to ship unique spin that they put on it. But as far as this configuration, the mirrored finish, with the CFX NeoPixel, with the removable power core, these particular shrouds, without the OLED, you're looking at about, I did the configuration online on their website, you're looking at around 700, and that's without tax or shipping. Okay. If you already have a power core, then you can knock off about 300 from that price. So save yourself a little bit of money that way. But not cheap at all. Worth it though. Okay. Very much worth it. If you've never ordered a Sabertrio saber, their products are great. So you're going to be paying a lot, but it'll be worth it. You just got to budget. As far as Ultrasabers go, I went on their website and did the configuration for this one. This particular hilt's with the Obsidian V4 that I got this one in originally. Including blade plug, which is a little bit extra. Never mind that. These combat shrouds are an extra $10 as well. So for this particular setup of the Fallen, you're looking at about 530 or so. But keeping in mind that Ultrasabers is running a sale right now with the Obsidian soundboard. It's like 70% off the soundboard itself. I'm not trying to advertise for them. I'm just saying that you have to take into account that right now they're running a sale. The sale's not going to last forever. So, you know, we're talking 530, not including shipping or anything. The price would be a little bit more with the soundboard at full price. So the final verdict, this one I think outshines the Fallen in terms of the soundboard, to be quite honest. Alright, again, the Obsidian is not top of the line, so if you are looking to get an installed hilt, even though the Senza is the more expensive one, you get your money's worth. The Fallen, however, if we're talking just the hilt alone, I would say that it would not be a bad idea to pick up an empty hilt of the Fallen and do an install on it, or send it off to your favorite installer to get yourself a decent soundboard on here, whether it be CFX or Golden Harvest or Profi, whatever. Alright, you can do better than Obsidian that way. So if you have your heart in your eyes set on this, pick it up empty and then get it installed. Alright, because the hilt itself, it's one of my favorites for a reason. So just something to think about. That's gonna do it for this. Hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of a different topic that I thought would be worth a look. Please, of course, like, comment, share, subscribe. And that will about do it. Alright. See you in the next video, and until then, as always, friends and neighbors, please be good, be well, be safe, be happy.